Hi everyone, welcome to West Coast Muscle Saws and Myrtle Creek Saw Shop. We're teaming up again here for a little video. I just want to go over a few things. I want to go over a little bit more on this carburetor. There were some questions on testing the Welch plugs, how to properly do that. I want to go over that just a little more, but before I do that, I want to show you a tool that's helped me out a lot. Always like to show the tools that make it a little easier to do repair work. And this is one of my vintage old McCulloughs, just for demonstration purposes. And this tool here, I bought this from one of these for my wife Diana, use around the house. It's a little electric screwdriver, I guess you'd call it. The way it works, you flip the switch on and it actuates when you, I don't push a button, it's when you turn your wrist. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. And after using a little bit around the place, I bought me two of them to use at the shop. Let me show you how handy it is if you're doing a lot of repetition on like turning screws, different applications. And once you use this a few times, you'll wonder how you could live without it. Of course, the old saws got that long screw, and when you're replacing a chain or doing anything like that, even on the newer saws, it works beautiful. Turn it on, and it just spins it right around there. And what I found that I really liked about it was on the newer saws, even on the steels with the side, you could be putting that chain on and trying to hold the bar and turn a screwdriver. With this here, you just put that on, and none of the turn, ratchet, turn. Slick tool, very inexpensive, charges. I could use this probably every day in the shop for a month before I'd have to charge it. And it's just a basic plug in and charge it. Anyway, good idea. Unfortunately, they're not sold at Myrtle Creek Saw Shop. You have to find them somewhere online probably. But I don't have those. Okay, we're going to go over the, put this old Super Pro 81 back together here. I always like to start with a nice clean area when we're doing carburetors. Set you up a nice clean spot in your shop. Set that camera up a little bit, or the video up a little bit so you can see real good. This is, we're talking about the Welch plugs. I use them on newer saws too. It's very common. Anytime you've got a adjustment screws, even a single or a double, you can test these before you ever open them up to help diagnose what's going on with them. The atmospheric pressure enters here on this model. This is the same carburetor was on that Super Pro 81 we just looked at there. And that really helps in the testing. Now, if I was doing the newer saws, I would take some of these plates, get these extra, drill a hole where I can access that button. There's a little button in there on the diaphragm, and you'll see why. If you were to have a leaky Welch plug, you would get a rich running condition. You could throw all the diaphragm kits in the world, and if you didn't test those Welch plugs, hopefully before you tear into it, to see if you got an issue there, you might scratch your head and work on this, chase that around for a long time. But anyway, quick test. Turn the high speed, low speed in, just seat them, you don't force them or anything. Just nicely seated. Then you pump them up, and don't have to go high pressure, just pump them up a little bit. With those screws turned in and you push on the button, you're going to feel resistance and then it's going to stop. what you've done is pushed on the inlet needle and you've let air underneath that diaphragm. It's actually pushing against the Welch plugs. And we all know, we talked about the ethanol, alcohol, you know that you can't seal these anymore with fingernail polish, which that was a standard procedure for years. They do make some sealers that you can, that are alcohol doesn't affect, gasoline doesn't affect. You can research that a little bit. I found that putting the Welch plug in properly, doing it right, you really don't have to seal them, and you can test it. Okay, we've got the gauge up, and we're going to see this gauge fall a little bit and stop. Stopped right there. And holds fine. You can feel resistance on that button, that's good. Open up your jet, one or the other or both, doesn't matter. And you can see it fall down the rest of the way. Goes right down. We talked the other day, went over that really well on how to test this by pressurizing that and checking your high speed and your low speed jet. Let me show you here what we've done to what we did when we did that test. Sometimes a visual, for me anyway, it helps to see what we're talking about. When we pressurized it, we pumped air into here. Against this needle seat here is what stops that flow. And spring loaded, of course, metered. So we got a little pressure here. That's why you don't want to pump it up a bunch, just a couple of pumps. When I reach in and touch that button, that's the button right there. Push that down. And you see the gauge drop a little bit, and we've released that air into this cavity here, pushing against these soft plugs, Welch plugs. Look at your gauge, watch your gauge as you're doing it. It's going to drop a little bit and then stop. If it stops, you've installed them right. You're basically wasting your time putting a sealer on there. You're never going to do anything better than what you just did. And that's it. It's really a slick way to do it. Now there's a kit made. Now I prefer to use it. You can replace these soft plugs. I prefer using a ice pick of some sort, very sharp, very durable. You don't jab in because it's very delicate underneath there. You come in at an angle, and if it's very sharp, you go in there and you tap on the end of it a little bit. Barely, you don't want to penetrate into the cavity of the underneath the Welch plug. Barely penetrate that. Push back a little bit and it'll pop right out. Same on this one. You don't want to jab it in there, or some guys use a drill and drill a hole in there and try to pop them. If you get any damage to that area in there, you're going to have other issues you don't want. But a little practice, maybe you got some old carburetors where you can practice taking out the Welch plugs. Now they do make a kit, and I don't have it in my toolbox right here, but at the store I do, shop, Myrtle Creek Saw Shop. It's a kit you can get, and they sell it. I'll give you the phone number here in a minute. It comes with everything you need to pop these Welch plugs out and repair them. Comes with a little seat, the seating tool. And using the seating tool, you can almost get this right every time. So just be aware of that. And I'll give you their phone number and email address where you can ask them about that and get you one. Well, let's go to finish it up for today, guys. And here's their phone number and information. Myrtle Creek Saw Shop, 541-863-5387. MCSAWSHOP@gmail.com. All right, guys, have a good day. Take care, and we'll be talking to you later.